Wonderful, thank you, Uncle. So what I feel is that as we continue to awaken, and we are now having this experience, which, as you were kind enough to just mention, is something that is useful for you, and certainly, without doubt, overwhelmingly useful and beneficial to ourselves and our order. We will, perhaps we can ask a few questions that may form the appendix, perhaps, of this particular journey into awakening. And that is that for the benefit of for ourselves, as we into the future will have people referencing, and we can then develop this as a series that we've now started, and the past ones as well that we may have records of, but certainly moving forward. And perhaps we can ask a few questions every time that deals specifically with helping us understand and helping others who will be listening to this in the future understand. How is it? It is amazing from our perspective that you're able to do what is coming through you, is able to resolve things. And how is it that are you able to feel? How are you able to know when we're having epiphanies, when we're shifting, when we're feeling that? How is it that you feel that? Or what do you feel?
I feel the shift in me, and the shift in me generally will not occur until you've let go and allowed the shift for you. So what holds me back when I'm doing a session is the other person's what they're holding on to. So as you release, I feel the release in myself. And then we expand out to the next level, and then I describe that, and then it, many of the time, maybe even most of the time, it exists. Maybe I misspoke, because most of the time it exists in me too, and much of the time I'm describing something that I'm feeling that feels chronic to me, and so I would say, is different things at different times, but I always feel what I speak are the words that express the feelings that I'm having, and I'm kinesthetic, I'm empathetic, so I'm an empath primarily, not a lot of visual, not a lot of auditory, but but open to the energy, and as the energy flows, then I speak what the energy's saying.
Right, because there's two dynamics that are working for us. One is that this is an extraordinary movement into awakening, and the transcendental sensations that we feel. But on a secondary level, it's very fascinating to see that as one starts to feel something, you're very much describing what we're feeling in the thing when you go, there's something good to it. Now we're feeling. It's in direct relation to what we're experiencing. So
yeah, because we're not because yeah. So basically, it's because you opened and I opened, and so I can feel what's going on. You're not putting up protective barriers. We dealt with that at the very beginning. You remember, and
yes.
And you're able to trust, and it's able to get better and better and better because you've experienced enough of these experiences to know that the best choice for you is always to follow along and choose to open even more. And the more that you do, the better it gets. And so at this point, we can move fairly quickly because you're convinced that playing along with me when we do these is a really effective thing for your own awakening. You know, it works good enough to be worth your time. And so in combination with everything else that you're doing and whatever else it is that is inspiring you to take responsibility, to open and be free, then, you know, this is a contributing part of it. I wouldn't say by any reason that it's a cause or sole cause or anything. It's just you have a willingness to hear this, you know, so somebody has to say it to you, and you don't have anybody else willing to say this to you than me, so I'm saying it. How's that?
Well, it's a wonderful divine alignment. So what we look forward to is then tomorrow, if you can send us the link, then we will be listening to this as a group together, our team. That's what we sort of do, and we'll be incorporating it into it, because what you've said is what it is sparked for us, is really...
Well, I want you to be successful with what you're doing, and I don't want people who are less aware than you charting the direction of how to get a divine movement going, because how are they going to do that? It's impossible. You know, they have to be in support of whatever it is that you open. You know, they have to be in support. They're not in control. They're not directing it. They're here to observe and support, and but really it's serve, not ego, but to serve. What is it? What is it exactly? If there needs to be a matrix, if there needs to be a structure and formation of a group in order to spread something great, then they have to be changed by the greatness until they're indistinguishable from it, and then they can be effective ambassadors of it, not before. So it's your responsibility to make the transformation complete within yourself as quickly as you can, and then inspire that in the people that follow you, and then you simply, you know, move on from there. You'll know what to do.
Well, on behalf of our order and our creative team, we just want to extend again gratitude, and we look forward to listening to this tomorrow. And in fact, maybe we will reach out to you and request to have another session in as soon as 48 hours, because we feel that once we digest this, we'll be in a place to... We believe that it's both worth your time and our time to invest in creating a series of these now, because things seem to be moving on warp speed for us. We're grateful for that. This feels a lot better than burning in rage.
You know, you want to do that. You want to do that, then you'll have to come back next lifetime to have a beautiful, happy ending.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, and it's one of the things that you mentioned in this was that we'll be able to understand what we're saying, and you see, one can look back and see that way back in 2007, we wrote a song of which the lyrics one wrote were, you know, be like the onion that peels away its layers to feed so many beings, or burn like coal steaming, screaming out panic prayers, why your soul is on the run, your soul is on the run, your soul is on the run. Anyhow, that song ended up winning the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, best song in the world, prestigious award, and subject of a documentary by the United States State Department's Voice of America division called The Road to Hollywood. But today, as you said that, that's when I realized that it really, one could actually understand what one wrote back then, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, so again, whenever it's appropriate, and refer somebody that's in find a couple people for me to talk to. I'm sure people are getting bored about seeing. I mean, both my fans, probably want to see some new blood in here. So give me a couple of new people.
Right. Let's do that. We should actually experiment with perhaps doing what we thought we might do, is bringing in those two people and
let's
see how that works. So
let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's figure out a time that works for everybody, and do that. The next step within the next few days, hopefully.
All right. Good. Well, thank you, Imran, and talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night. I have to let go of the significance of everything, See if there's anything left that I should share to anybody else who might watch this. Just know that the truth of you is what is all you need to make real. Your self-realization of your own truth. You don't have to create the truth, it already exists. The truth that sets you free is already real, but it's not realized. God consciousness isn't in the temple of your embodiment. That's the realization of your truth. And it's not realized by accepting the idea or liking the story. It's realized when you allow transformation to happen as an experience for you, where you allow the transcendent to act upon you until it is you, to act upon you, freeing everything that you've accepted as truth that's a lie, including all the truths that are lies that you accepted, right? All those truths that bind you down because they're lies. You can't be bound by the truth unless it's a lie. Because truth is unbound. And so are you. The truth of you is unbound. So. Thanks for watching. David Newren, over and apparently out of my mind. Bear with me. Thank you.